Good morning, our people, our wonderful people. Good to see you guys. It's another beautiful day that the Lord has made, so we must rejoice and be glad in it. What we're doing, what we're supposed to do now. He didn't say rejoice and go sit down and be doing fasting and praying. Rejoicing as you're doing your day's work, rejoicing as you're going about your business, rejoicing as you're doing something, the work of your hands, so that He will bless it. That's what we're referring to. So thank you so much for joining as usual. Help us to share, to like, to subscribe. We're on Twitter, we are on Facebook, we are on this Twitter space thing, we're on YouTube, and we would like for you to share. Don't just watch and give us a good review. Please help us to share from whatever platform that you're watching from. Um, as usual, you know that they are working real hard to make sure that our people do not get the information that they need. We know the work of the enemy, so it will behoove you to watch this show and not share with others. And if not even sharing the videos, summarize the understanding of the video with others. Say, hey, look, and we have made it known that we are not here against the election or selection, because that's what it is to us, that we're here to live a sustainable platform, a sustainable economy, a sustainable things that our children will live off of. We are not here for fake news and fake display and fake. We want something tangible for Black children, and there's nothing wrong with that. And we are not going to follow. That's not what we do. So we rather say that you should hurt us with the truth than to comfort us with lies. We want the truth. We want to make this change that we are seeking for, this thing that we are so deserving of. It's just that some people have suffered so much, they want to take Appian way because they have set us on a hard core, what should I call it, lifelong, I don't know, journey that sometimes, yeah, we are tired. We are tired. So I don't blame people that want to take shortcuts here and there because you've been doing it. But we're saying it doesn't work. We've realized that shortcut, we are not really connecting. So we're trying to connect and do something that can help our people for real, and lasting, right? That will last long. So welcome to the program. We're happy to see you. Like I said, help us to share. They are blocking everything that we're doing, which is fine, but we thank God for the feedbacks that we are getting. So the story is going around, the news is going around, the learning, Daughters of Truth University. We have so many wonderful students that know exactly where we're going. So my name is Mona Chimsaga. As usual, help us to share. They're still telling us it's a zero. Nobody's watching it. That's what it shows. And I know that I'm watching it from another screen. So it's okay. Don't be discouraged. We are here to do the needful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you, our viewers. The early birds, those are ones we open the shop, they appear. Once they get their alerts, Daughters of Truth are on live. They come in. We appreciate you. And those that will come new also, those who will watch this video later, we also appreciate you. Like my sister said, share this information to our people. Share this information to everyone. It is important. It is very, very important. So my name is Dr. Ekwe Simon Okube. I live in Lexington, Kentucky. Help us to share, like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitter Space, Rumble, all of that. You'll get information and you will see our videos. We also have our website, daughtersofTruth.org. You go there, you see other videos there. Watch so that you'll be up to date. So give us food for thought as you are sharing and liking and inviting your friends, telling them to come, those in your contacts. According to Prince Harry, that's the Duke of Sussex, the enemy can only succeed in pulling you apart if you do not have enough force to pull yourselves closer together through a strong alliance. You see, long before APC came with their witch broom, our people, our ancestors already told us that it's easier to break a broomstick than the one that is tied together. That means it's more difficult to break a bunch of broomsticks tied together by a cord. So for NINAS Alliance, you need information to be part of that bunch. Please draw your seat closer so that we'll give you part of that information. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. I'm still sharing. So this is the sharing time. If you can help us to share before we get started. Um, if you don't really know how to share, you can actually Google and type in the device that you're using and say how to share, and it will show you exactly what to do. So give us a moment. Welcome to the program, my people. We're just sharing, so help us to share with others. Um, Today's topic is loaded. We are forward. Like we said, we are on YouTube, on all these tubes, YouTube, Twitter, the whole 9 yards, which will fit any platform that you're in. You know, it will be there for you to sort of share with others. So help us to share and like and do all those fancy things that we need to do. I keep getting a call from spam risk. I don't know what they're calling me for. All right. So welcome, welcome. Oh, hi, brother Isi Momodu. Good to see you. I know, since APC, I can see they are blocking it. Me too. I have to go somewhere and find it. So, but it's okay. You know, it's okay. Well, maybe people will watch later. They are blocking it because we know definitely there are more than 3 people watching. Anyway, welcome to the program. We're happy to have you. As people are heating up their selection process, we are. I just sent it to you, Sister Ekwe. Yeah, I've already sent it to you. I know they are blocking it, so please help people to share. They are not allowing it to show. I went to YouTube right now. It's not even telling me it's live. It's telling me to notify me when it comes on. It's not telling people that it's live. So these are the ways that we monitor what these people are doing. We are live. My YouTube version is saying, please notify me when live. So you haven't even notified anybody yet. But it's okay. Let's continue to share. We are in this together. For the first time, they are seeing Africans doing something tangible and not wasting their time, you know. So they can, it's like darkness cannot phantom lights. So we're here to bring light to our people. Do not be discouraged. We're happy to see you guys. Happy weekend. You know, our topic has gone around since Wednesday this week. And this is just a part one of that topic that we're going to discuss today, which says modalities for the transition proposed by NINAS Constitutional Force Majeure. Modalities for the transition. So we want people to begin to understand all these things that we'll be talking about for the longest time, putting it in perspective, putting it in a language that you understand with pictures, you know, because pictures can tell 1,000 story once you take a look at it, and trying to make sense of all the things that you've been hearing, you know, because people are taking it bit by bit. They will tell you it's 1999 constitution, but they want to vote in Buhari. They are talking Hashieba, they're all over the place. So our goal is to simplify you for you, put it in a way that, you know, within an hour, you've pretty much gotten where we're going with the story of the day. So we know that the UN, I forgot what it's called, assembly meetings went on this past week, and a lot of people came to speak. And we heard that President Clinton, the former president of America, talked about something that a lot of us know they've been thinking about. They are watching. They know that people want more. They know that people want self-determination. They know that, it's like, we know what you know, dude. Let's get with the program, you know. He said that the era of wanting to control neighbors or nation to appear great is over, right? And I believe this so much because we can work together. We can work together and make the world a better place for everybody. It's not that complicated, guys. It's just that some criminals are there using power. They usurp the power, they use it to subjugate the other ones, and they think that we're here to play games. Imagine a place where everybody is on equal leveling ground and they come up, people will compete and will move with the best. Is that too complicated? Some people are afraid of it. He went further and said, because people do not want to be controlled anymore. They want to be free to chart their course. They want to feel secure in their own identities. And what would that do for them? It will help them to have the courage to work with others. Can you imagine being okay to answer your name? Being okay to be a dark person? Being okay to just be in your element, and you are accepted for who you are and what you can bring to the table. As indigenous peoples and ethnic nations in Nigeria, individually and collectively engage the global system of injustice in a tug of war, it is now becoming very obvious who the direct beneficiaries of these centuries of abuse, human enslavement, and exploitations are. When we think about the abolition of the transatlantic slave trade, which took place centuries ago, that generated a huge amount of outrage from different quarters. We thought that the abolitionists took so long because Africans were generally ignorant and uninformed about what their people were going through in the hands of the slave masters. However, it is apparent that the greed and the wickedness of the Black beneficiaries of the cruel trade was a major factor. And these people, they have given birth to children, and their children did not change. They are carrying on their father's legacy, the criminality. They even bring you to church. That's why they will still and come to church, and Father will bless them. It's okay now. They have done it all. The neo-colonialism, with its political and environmental destruction through reckless extraction of natural resources from Africa, cannot go on without the collaboration of African criminal team that are making profits on the blood and sorrow of their people. These are the politicians, if you don't know what we're talking about. These are your chiefs, your Igwes, those collecting money and selling your lands to people that are coming to kill you. They are performing at different levels. This team includes irresponsible religious and traditional bodies and rulers, greedy politicians, and their rogue agents and partners. About 7 years ago, and in this 21st century, the team was willing to collaborate and install a man that we know in that criminal, a sin to humanity called Nigeria. They don't care if his certificate is a NEPA bill, they were willing to install him to be their leader. That has emboldened them. They have gotten even a little bit with their assertion, pushing for an election conducted by terrorists in power under the fraudulent 1999 constitution that guarantees the killing and misery of the people. They are not minding that they may end up with the terrorists, criminals, an ignorant president who does not understand that the constitution is the source of woes of Nigerians and Nigeria. It is so sad because I don't know is the level of desperation. They are not getting it. They are getting noises coming from churches. They are getting noises coming from when they want a loud mouth. Their mouth is like loudspeaker. They're always talking nonsense and they'll be shouting, making arguments that doesn't have any bearing. But luckily, even in the midst of all of this, we still have some remnants. God has set up a place, some people, to come in a time like this, to wake up the minds of our people, the brains of our people, the warrior in us to want to live more for our children. And this remnant is the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, who will tell you their proposition on what what we need to get done for the transition that we are looking for to happen. It's not that complicated, yes. It's not. The president of or the prime minister of Israel today this week was mentioning now two states for 2 states in one place, Palestine state and Israeli state. Can you imagine having peace? What is bigger? What is better than peace? There's some people that are making war missionaries who will never allow it to happen. They will say, "Oh, don't do it," so they will come and get you. But these are people that are almost alike. So it's not that difficult to get all these things done. It's just that you guys are so criminal. The criminals won't even let us get there. But we are saying today that the good men and women are here to say enough of the manipulation, enough of the lies. So we are going to show and tell today. Buckle up your seats because we have a lot to show you. Continue to help us to share. They are seriously blocking this, but it doesn't matter. The show goes on. The beat goes on. Sister, go ahead.
Thank you, my sister. They are blocking it seriously. I'm looking for video everywhere to even share. Like on my, it's unbelievable, but there's no problem. We don't care because we also have other groups where these things are going. So our people are watching. Everything is not happening on Facebook. That's why I would say send it to your contacts in your phone. They can't come to your phone and block you sending it. You see, we have a way to go back behind to do what we're doing because we know what is at stake. 300 barrels of oil per day. It's not a joke. They've been stealing for years, over 100 years. So they will come. They don't want us to know about it. But you know what? Under the sun, there is time for everything. There is time for the criminal and there is time for the owner. We are now in the era of the owners of the land. And we are here to take what rightfully belongs to us. And we're saying, welcome to be part of the team. Here we don't fight. Here we know that it's battle of wits. We want to use our brain because each time we go out to try to attack them with their own type of weapon, they will come at us and kill our children. So we want to use strategy and smartness to do what we're doing, following a process. So my sister will pull up a first video, the theme, just for us to see that self-determination is the people's right. However, you have to do it according to the 2007 United Nations Declaration for Indigenous Peoples' Rights, which says that as long as you can show that you are a distinct nationality on your ancestral space, you are entitled to be there by yourself. And you are entitled to make decisions how you want to be governed, what you want to do with your resources, how you want to be protected, how you want to live. It is your right. You don't need anyone to give it to you. You are set. If you are a wife in your husband's house, you don't go there and start begging your husband, please now, allow me to be wife. You have been married into the family. That's what you came to do, to be a wife, to be a mother. You start doing it. It is the same thing with self-determination. You know, you as an indigenous, as an ethnic nation, living in your space, you have the right to exist there. You have the right to assert your self-determination right. It is your right. So that the constitution that brought us all sorts of inconvenience will no longer work. That constitution that brought nothing but death to our people has been defeated. We need to stop distracting ourselves and take the step that will help us to take charge of our lives and do what we're supposed to do. Stop the invaders before they finish us and our children. It is our right. Please go ahead, sister.
Our answer will be in two parts. From what we wrote in that proclamation, particularly item 4, on that where we said that the modalities that will include, composition of that transition team, that transitional governance arrangement, and all kinds of mandate and time frame for all of how we were specific in how that transition can be in place. Items 4 and 5 in that 5-point proposition. And so it is in that context that we now begin to look at the Buhari that people are wondering whether if election doesn't proceed, he will stay on. The answer is an absolute no. And we can share this with the public at this time. We are shocked. We are surprised that in the face of the avalanche of evidence of complicity, even if it's the suspicion in terms of circumstantial, but that is coming from everywhere, including from military circles. We saw what Commodore Olawumi that interrogated some people, the complicity of the president and commander-in-chief, Muhammad Buhari, in the terror that is, running riots around us.
I was a member of an interrogation team, and I've interrogated a very high-ranking member of this government in 2007, 2008, on the issue of Boko Haram. I interrogated him. He's in this government right now. And what was the issue? Boko Haram. And this senior officer was actually let go because he was found culpable. But right now he's in the government.
We would have expected that the commander-in-chief that is now shown to be so complicit in this matter would have, in the minimum, found the presence of mind to stand down from that office of commander-in-chief. Because how do you explain that troops are being killed in circumstances that suggest?
In every attack, I get information 2-3 weeks before it happens. And immediately I get that, I try to alert the security personnel. To a point in time, I was blamed that I'm the one fueling the crisis or the attack. How do I know it? Sometimes they insisted I must tell them the name of my informant and where he's coming from. I said no. And even the connivance between them and the government, they tell you. So when you put the message across, the government doesn't take it serious. And what especially this administration, the governor's aides doesn't even pick calls of anybody. Even yesterday night, I tried calling the governor on the attack going on Doro. He didn't pick my call. So the missed call is there. He will not reply. Sometimes his PA will give you a message, noted, and it is gone. Even at the heat of the crisis. So you call the STF, their spokesman will tell you they are not aware, and it goes.
Let's not even talk about all the proof, whether they are good enough or bad or not good enough. Just the open suspicion that is, we go back to what Gradanduma said in 2018, March 2018, about the collusion that is going on. We go back to, Konenya, we go back to Melafia, we go back to all kinds of the very people who are being killed in that war front. We saw what Governor Autumn said the other day about troops saying that they were being pressured, they are commanded not to fight this terror invasion. And so when you put it all together, the minimum that should have been, let us know that there's the office of the president, there's the office of the commander-in-chief. That office of the commander-in-chief has its own rules. The troops that are being exposed to death in the manner we have seen across all the front lines, whether it's in the northeast or northwest or everywhere, that if truth cannot beat their chest, if truth are saying that they suspect that they share the same commander-in-chief with the enemy they are fighting, are all those not grave enough to warrant some kind of standing down? Does anybody need to tell this commander-in-chief that that's the minimum that should? So the question of staying on does not even arise. We're saying even now, even before May of next year, what will be the basis? And if anybody thinks that these allegations are just let's look at evidence that at the time.
All right, I'll stop this video here. This video is in its entirety. It's on the NINAS YouTube videos if you want to watch it in its entirety.
Sorry, please, can you pull up the PowerPoint? So, like my sister said, you can go to the YouTube to watch this video in its entirety. What we are saying is that self-determination is the people's right. And the people are able to institute a transition from where they are to where they want to go to. The people are able to execute the UN rule on the issue of self-determination. So people are asking, what's the modalities for the transition? We'll take this in two parts. Today we'll do the first part, and then the next part will be next week by the grace of God. Go ahead, please, with the PowerPoint. So we told us, hold on, please.
Continue to help us to share, please. They are blocking this. Seriously, somebody just texted me now that they can't find it. So continue to help us to share it to people. I don't know what's going on.
So like we said, this self-determination is the people's right, to have told us, and they are able to exert this right. We are using constitutional force majeure, which was done on the 16th of December 2020. The document is in the public, because for you to do something, you have to follow the pattern. That's why we mentioned the UN Declaration for Indigenous Peoples' Rights, because that's the standard protocol. We are not the first to do it. Others have done it before. So we are just joining what others have done. So you can't just do it anyhow. You can't just pull anything from the front of your head and say, oh, this is what I feel like doing today. I sleep, I wake up, like some group that we were before. You sleep, I wake up and say, Onyendu say we should go to toilet today. Tomorrow, Onyendu say no toilet, no toilet, no toilet. That's not how this self-determination is done. You have to follow the protocol. So the constitutional force majeure is a document, and it's out there. It has 3 parts. The first part is lamentation. The next part is constitutional grievances. And then the third part is the operative part. So in the first part, when we have, like we said, lamentation, somebody will say, okay, what is the lamentation all about? What are we lamenting? That first part of lamentation explained how we arrived in this mess. Because you have to go from the present, the known to the unknown. You say you want self-determination. You're not going to do it alone. You're going to work with people. And in working with people, you have to put the things together. So you make proper diagnosis, so that when you come out and say, this is what is going on, I think there's a PowerPoint showing this. That's what I want to be pulled up, please. No, not pictures. You're just showing pictures. The PowerPoint. So when people, so that they can follow as we're going, like I want them to follow. There's time for the picture. So, like we said, we want to show you. It's like lecture. So that first part, which is lamentation, is explaining how we arrived in this mess, the wickedness of British crown and the caliphate against the indigenous peoples, how they entered treaties with each ethnic nations as sovereign entities. They did not enter treaties with our ancestors as Nigeria. They knew who we were. That's why when I was discussing with somebody, when he said, oh, you need to, I said, no, these people know who we are. If I say Igbo, they know. If I say Yoruba, they know. If we say Ishekiri, they know. If we say Urobo, Ujo, they know. These things are not new to them. So we are not pretending. And we cannot continue with their fraud. They knew who we were before they now went to the fraud they wanted to do. So the treaties, they entered with ethnic nations as sovereign entities. They did not mix them mixed up and jumbled up and then divided and balkanized. No, they made them as kingdoms, as nations. And they will go and look for the head of the nation and discuss with them. Offer whatever they want to offer. Of course, we know they were duped. We know our ancestors were duped. So they did that. They entered treaties with them and had ultimate political, these entities had ultimate political control over their individual spaces. They went to go and look for them one by one. These entities had autonomous governments. So when people are saying, oh, you want to divide Nigeria, well, no. It's restoration. We want to restore what was. Give power back to our people the way they had it before these criminals came. Our people had authorities. They had system of government. They had everything going on for them before the criminality started. So what we are doing is restoration. Restoring the ancient ruins. We're not here to destroy. We are here to build. To give our people back their sovereignty and give them back their strength. Like former president of US, like my sister mentioned, Bill Clinton. He said the people don't want to be controlled anymore. We are not animals. We are human beings. We want to be on the table and discuss. Please, can you pull up the picture now? The other picture you showed. Sorry.
Hold on, I think I have this thing messed up. It's not. Hold on, keep talking.
Okay. So the initial picture we put, on top of that picture is the British crown. We have showed it this time. You can go to our website, you see it. You can go to NINAS website, you see it. That picture, that's Nigeria, the pyramid of evil. On YouTube also, you find the complete video. With British crown on top. They are the ones suppressing us, controlling us. I give you an example. Ishekiri, as far back as 15th century, had diplomatic relations with Portugal, doing business with them as independent nation, as a kingdom, not a tribe. Because some of you say, don't be tribalistic. Who told you are a tribe? This is the type of thing that God looked at Adam and said, who told you you're naked? Nigerian people, Africans, who told you you are tribes? You are nations, not tribes. You are kingdoms, not tribes. That's why we are fighting. And they see our people are more patriotic to their kingdom than the Oyibo man's business entity. Because Nigeria is the biggest slave camp. It is a slave camp. When people were worried about the transatlantic slave going on, like, no, break it. What did they do? They came and now enslaved us in our land. Nigeria is one of the biggest slave camps in Africa and in the world. for that matter. So we are saying enough of the slavery. We were kingdoms before you came. We were nations before you came. We want to restore our people's sovereignty. Before the lies, deception, and manipulation began, we were nations. We were kingdoms, independent and autonomous. They conquered everyone. They used different tactics, lies, deception, fake religion for the north and middle belt and some part of southwest. They used Islam. They told them that they need to, because these people were Muslims before they came. They said, no, your Islam is corrupt. We want to give you an improved version. For the south, the southern people, Igbos, and all southeast, southwest, we knew God. Our ancestors were relating with God. If you check our language, our syllables and vocabularies, you will know that we knew God. They say, no, we want to bring you their own version of Christianity. Because the problem we have is not Christ. It's not Bible. It's the corrupted version of Christianity, which is nothing but kingdoms. Roman Catholic kingdom. Anglican is English kingdom. Now we are now having the other small kingdom. Adeboye kingdom. Paul Adafarasi kingdom. What's the other thing? All those people, they are little kingdoms. Thank you, someone for working so hard. Sorry. So all these kingdoms, they did not bring the kingdom of God to us. We knew God, but they tricked our people that they were going to bring a better relationship. They're going to teach us to know God better. We don't have any problem with knowing God better, because if you are walking with God, if you even read the Bible, you see that the knowledge of God goes from glory to glory. God is like light. You move closer to him, you know him better. Our people were already relating with God. But what we have issue is the manipulation through Christianity. That's what we have issue with. So we're saying that with the kingdom of God, it is freedom for all men. That is the right thing. But what did they do? They brought their own lifestyle and their own worldview. They are small Pentecostal kingdoms. They brought it. Why? To control us, so that they can steal our resources. They corrupted our leaders and turned around, empowered stooges, destroyed our original leaders, the people that were passionate about the people and about the land. I made that observation before. I said, how come people that are billionaires are not really critical thinking people in Africa? What's going on? And I found out that they intentionally empowered people that will not ask them questions. People that are not critical thinkers. Even in the Biafra war we had, all the people that sabotaged that war, they empowered them, sent them abroad for education, and they came back and became ministers and became the politicians we have today. So when you are complaining and crying like our leaders are not representing us, they were not selected to represent you, my people. They were empowered. And then the people that were critical thinkers, that loved their people, they made sure they frustrated them. So look at our just for you to, I have said some of these things already. The things that you are entitled to, your rights as an indigenous person is self-governance. It is your right to institute transition. It is your right to execute UN rule on the issue of self-determination. You don't need to beg. It's your right. Please go to the next one so that we'll just run through it. I've said some of these things already. So it is your right. Now, this is Freedom Park Joint Proclamation, because we told you that we're following a process. We are going through a process. We're not just thinking in our brain, how do we do it? No. So the next one is constitutional grievance. We told you that the first part in that constitutional force majeure document is lamentation, explaining all these things I just told you, how we got into this mess. Then the next part is constitutional grievance. So explaining to the people, like all the fighting, agitation that you're seeing here and there. Why is it so? What is going on? That is what the second part explained. And we showed you the Freedom Park proclamation that happened December 2018, showing you different ethnic blocks. If you see there, that's our sister Otumba from Yoruba block. That's the Southwest block. So you see Bratoni there, that's from the Lower Niger block. And then you see the other parts, also Yoruba. These are alliance territory. This showing you that people, and this is an event. Go to YouTube, you will see it. Why people were running up and down making noise. You see, noise is not a strategy. Uncoordinated noise is not a strategy. Ignorance is also not a strategy. For you to get what you want, you must find out how to get it. You must be informed and then begin to follow it step by step, over the years. This is what NINAS has done. Then the third part of the constitutional force majeure is the operative part. If you pick up that document, you're going to say, it began from where it says, accordingly. It can still go down. This is just the outline that shows how we'll break the show today. So accordingly, in that document, those that feel that will go and pick up that document and read. Mr. Nuna, please, can you run through it?
Yeah, hold on.
So accordingly, you read it. That is the operative part, telling you now this is what you need to do. So from the proposition, it now became agenda. That's what we now say 5-point agenda. What are the 5 points agenda?
Yes.
There's a picture that shows the 5-point agenda. Sorry, my people. It's difficult to manipulate these things. Go through the
No, I didn't. I messed up this slide. I didn't even see that slide. I'm just seeing it now that you told me for some reason.
Okay.
So that's why.
Okay. So please follow us as we're going. We'll try to coordinate them for you. So the 5-point agenda, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, saying what you need to do. That's the operative part. Because like we said, for you to be part of this team, you need to be informed. It's not when we say bring water, you can bring stick. When we say bring cup, you can bring buckets. Just doing things by yourself, uncoordinated things. We can't do that anymore as Africans. That's what left us in this slavery. Uncoordinated actions. Everybody wants to say, I want me too. I want to say it. Auntie, me. Like in class in those places, you ask questions. One will always be the one to say, auntie, me. No need to outshine the other. Go to the pictures section. No need to outshine anybody. We must work together as a team, going together one step after the other. You do this one, then you do the next one. Everybody will understand. That's coordination. Because what is happening in block A is happening in block B and is happening in block 3. That is coordination. You move and get coordinated in everything that you're doing. So in the first, I'm hearing some sound. Is it coming from me?
What kind of sound?
Okay, no problem. So in the first part of the first demand, it said a formal announcement. A formal announcement by the federal government of Nigeria acknowledging the constitutional grievances and the sovereignty disputes now declared by the people of South and Middle Belt. That's the first point. This is the agenda. You know, when you go for a meeting and they say agenda, you say, oh, this is what we need to do. 1, this is what the federal government is supposed to do. When it doesn't do it, what happens? We move to the next one. We are not waiting. The only reason we put all these things is to say This is what we intend to do as owners of the land. We have told you that the government is a criminal. Of course, Nigeria, like we have told you, is a criminal entity. Now, the people managing a criminal entity are criminal management team. But we carry them along. We are not carrying them along because we don't know what to do. We are carrying them along because that's what is expected of us. It's like when you want to divorce your husband or you want to divorce your wife or your spouse. You will pass them notice of when your lawyer will give them documentation. This is what is going on. I'm divorcing you. This is the notice. That's why we're going through all this process, for people to carry on to understand that this is what you need to do. So the next one is the second point. It says formal commitment by federal government of Nigeria to wholesale decommissioning and jettisoning of 1999 Constitution as the basis of Federation of Nigeria. It's expected they should do it. We are not saying if they don't do it, that we'll sit down and wait for them. No, it's expected. Number 3, a formal announcement by the federal government of Nigeria suspending further general elections under the disputed 1999 Constitution, since the winners of such elections will swear to and be governed by that Constitution. Those are going for PVC. Are you listening?
You need to read it again.
We have disputed the 1999 Constitution. We say we are no more going to be ruled by this colonial document. For those that are talking about amendment, we are not talking about amendment. We say this is the colonial constitution. It is not the people's constitution. And we have the land is our land is disputes, land disputes. The tool they are using to collect our land from us, we say no, we don't want this thing anymore. So we'll read it again. A formal announcement by the federal government of Nigeria suspending further general elections under the disputed 1999 Constitution, since winners of such elections will swear to and be governed by that Constitution. They will use that Constitution to govern. So have you people seen that we don't have issue, like Sister Mona said? Our problem is not about individuals. Our problem is the entire system. Whether you are APCO, PDPO, PCPO, Labour, slavery, whatever you call your group, we have issue with all of you as a whole. Why? Because you are dragging us to that book of crime, that 1999 Constitution, which the UN has already said it is a constitution and is a pressure cooker for injustice. And that the day it will explode, the global peace will be affected. We are telling you people that the whole world, they are watching, they are following. So the next point is a formal initiation of a time-bound transitioning process to midwife the emergence of fresh constitutional protocols by a two-stage process. You see, everything, there's a reason I'm emphasizing it, in which the constituent regional blocks will, at the first stage, distill and ratify their various constitutions by referendums and plebiscites. And in the second stage, negotiate the terms of federating afresh, as may be dictated by the outcomes of referendum.
Sorry, I think let's log off and log back in. They are blocking this. Somebody called Kenneth MCC put a thing on our video and said that he owns the video. An ownership link from MCC31 Kenneth added to your video.
What video? We are not even using any of videos.
So yeah, that's what they put now. They send it to me. I think that's why they maybe because of copyright match. So let's just log off.
So people will log off and come back again. So this and please hold on. We'll send out the thing again for you. Thank you. We will win this battle.
Okay.